Good morning, everybody. Trade with Neil is July the 7th, 2026. We're going to look at exactly what I do uh, prior to day trading, prior to the market opening at 8:30 Central Time. And we're going to look at opportunities. Have you ever been to a basketball game and you saw somebody that shot the ball and they were covered up? And you're like, hey, man, they forced the shot. We're not going to force a trade. Okay. We're going to be open before we make that shot. We're going to be smart. Okay. So let's share the screen for our trading platform and check the market. The futures are down just a little bit. The S&P closed yesterday at 751.28. As you can see, I'm on a 5-minute chart over here. And let's make that a little bigger. And we've got a 15-minute chart to my right. So we're trading right now at 750.42. These marks are going to be 750.56 is the pre-market high. Okay. And it actually exceeded that about 30 minutes ago. So what we could do is we could update that. And that is now our pre-market high at 750.89. And let's go to the 15-minute, and I'll move that PMH up there. So there's our pre-market high. We want the market to exceed that pre-market high for us to feel good about going long, okay, instead of going short. But right now, the futures are down just a little bit, as I said, about $1. And so we'll see if we're going to go red to green. And we still have 9 minutes before the open. The other mark is the pre-market low. That's going to provide support, and that's 748.50. Previous day high on the S&P yesterday, 752.41. Previous day low is 747.52. So that's your big resistance and support. Let's look at the news. And what does it say? I don't see a whole lot. We've got Redbook retail sales were up, which is positive. Retail's doing pretty good. The economy's doing pretty good. Gas prices have come down. Oil is less than $70 a barrel, and that's equating to about $3.20 around here for a gallon of gas. So as you know, when gas prices come down, that increases our discretionary income, money that we can use at our discretion. And instead of that money being in the tank, it's in our pocket. We can take that and we can buy Happy Meals, we can buy toys, we can do whatever. Okay, so that's going to spur the economy. That's going to help retail sales. Okay, so on Fox Business this morning at 7:44, Federal Reserve President Williams says he felt a little more positive about inflation. Okay, that's positive. Okay, but overall, not a whole lot of news on the wires right now. I'm going to look at Trade Flash real quick, and I don't see anything. Let's see, Rivian is down 11% pre-market, and they're offering stock to build cash that dilutes the shares. And so that is not positive for the shareholder. Consequently, RIVN, Rivian Electric truck maker. If you're not familiar with Rivian, like Tesla, but they do trucks, I think only, and really cool looking truck. But anyway, that's down. Don't see any big trade flashes. Let's look at the top 10 actives on the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ real quick. I see SpaceX and NVIDIA. Let's click on NVIDIA. The chip sector is down, semiconductors. They're down. Why are they down? Because China is putting some emphasis on coming up with a big time chip to obviously compete with NVIDIA and the sort. SpaceX, we've got some news on that. It enters the NASDAQ 100 today, and that stock is down just a little bit, but it is clipping at 4.4 million shares. So we'll be watching that. Okay, so let's go to the New York I don't see anything that really stands out. There's AMD, another semiconductor. So it was at 552 yesterday. Right now it's at 527. As I said, it's a semiconductor. The two big ones that I follow are NVIDIA and AMD, and I've got the SMCI plugged in there. But the two big ones that I like to watch are NVIDIA and AMD. Okay. Let's see. Space stocks. Space stocks are looks like they're down just a little bit. We're gonna roll through here. Of course, now you realize we're pre-market. You're going to have big fluctuations, big bid and ask, lots of spreads, and so you're going to have fluctuations. It's going to be up and down this way as the market opens. It's up and down this way, and so you can have these big swings, and this can tighten up, and it will tighten up when the market opens. Looking through here, Merck is catching a bid. It's up $2 a share, pharmaceutical company. So obviously got a little good news there. ASTS, another space stock. It's pretty much nil, NIL. Novo Nordisk, your GLP-1 leader, that and Lilly. Novo is up a little bit. That's your Ozempic drug. AT&T, we bought AT&T yesterday, and remember the RSI was less than 30, so we can go to that real quick. RSI right now is 28.55. We're on an inside day. Okay, so yesterday the stock traded, the high and the low traded inside the previous day's high and low. I'm looking at 2075. Stock needs to get over 2075. If it does that today, I have a good feeling we're going to break out of that RSI 30 and make some money. Where do we stand right now? We are up $25. I bought a 20 call September the 18th. I bought 3 calls or 3 options, and I paid $140 a piece for them, and right now it's at $149. That's how you get that 2501 profit. Okay, so trade's looking pretty good, but we're certainly not going to focus on that. Looking down through here, Walmart's up a little bit today, and they are lowering prices on meat and some other items, and that's positive for the customer, for volume. So it's up pretty much $2 a share right now. I don't know if that'll hold. Ford is about nil. I'm not going to go through all of these. I don't really want to focus on that, to be honest with you. When it comes to day trading, we're going to concentrate more up here on this category, these tech stocks, because they're going to move really good. So the market overall, as I said, is down just a little bit. So what is strong in the face of this? Well, Hood is strong. So you can see Hood is not catching a bid right now. It was strong a little bit earlier, but I'm looking for Hood to enter the trade. I'm looking at a 118.69. That's going to be the previous day high, and I'm just going to go real quick because I don't have it about 2 minutes before the market opens. Palantir is strong, and I'd like to see it get over 135.59 before we buy a call. I'm looking at going long. Okay, why? Because the market is trending up, and we're at an all-time high. I don't want to be short. Oracle showed some strength this morning. It needs to get over 146.40. It's up right now. Well, actually, it's about even. And let's look at the news on that. We did buy that last week, RSI less than 30, and I told you I felt like it would come out of that this week. Don't see any big stuff here on Oracle. But anyway, Microsoft is showing some strength. I'd like to get it over 394. That's what I'm looking at, the pre-market high. If it could break that, it's up about $6 a share right now. Tesla's showing some strength pre-market, and you can look at my figures, and I want to change that to 419. I'd like for it to get above that pre-market high before we can make a commitment on entering that. Apple was showing some strength, and let's look at Apple. Same thing. We could call that 316. The pre-market high is 315.93. We want that to break above 316. Just give it a really even number. Boeing was showing some strength, got some orders in. And as you can see, the pre-market high has exceeded or right at 236. Okay. And right now it's trading at 235.60. Okay. So that would be a good one to buy and see what it does. Let's go back to the SPY. Market opens in 10 seconds. And let's look at that. Let's look at the news. Don't see any big news on that. And we're going to see where we open. There's your opening bell. And the S&P is down 126. We need the 7,500 level to hold on the S&P 500. The big boy is SPX. SPY is a smaller version. Same thing, S&P 500. So that 7,500 level is a big level. You want that to hold. Right out of the gate, SpaceX is off $3. Palantir up 71 cents. As you can see, we got some selling at the bell. Hood, I've got some selling. Okay, Amazon caught a bid at the bell. Check that out. But where does it need to get? It needs to really get right here over this 248.75. Okay, needs to get above that to trigger, if you will, my interest. Okay, so oftentimes what that will do, stocks will go up to the pre-market high, then they will sell off. Okay, and so it's important that these companies get bid up over the pre-market high. Apple is doing pretty good right now. Okay, let's see. There's Microsoft doing pretty good. Not quite there. Tesla did go all the way up to the 419 pre-market high, just hit over 419. Okay, 420 is a big level on that. So Tesla is breaking that. Okay, so we could go in and look at Tesla July the 10th, and we would be looking at a 420 right here. Okay, and that's what we'll be looking at on that. See how quickly this goes. Okay, Oracle sold off actually, and now it's at 31 cents. Meta having a good bid. Boeing, there's our Boeing stock. Look what it did. It went all the way up to 237, then boom. So it broke the pre-market high, then people started selling it. So you want this to settle just a little bit. You want to wait these 5-10 minutes, even on a day trade. Remember the shot. We don't want to shoot if we're covered up. We want to shoot the basketball, if you will, when we're open. And we've got a good shot. We don't shoot from half court. We shoot from 15, 20 feet, right? Okay, quality shots. And in order to do that, you got to wait till you're open. And waiting until you're open is letting this market settle, let all of your buyers and sellers come in and let it settle a little bit and see what's going to happen. Okay, so our SPY, this is our big picture. This is the market, S&P 500. Our SPY is sitting at 750.29. Okay, down $1.09. And you can see the 5-minute candle here. And we are 3 minutes into the market. And in that 3 minutes, we went all the way up to 750.96. We went all the way down to 749.83. That's the fluctuation. That's all the buy and all the sell orders. Let's go back to Trade Flash. I've got one event, it says. And ON is down 4%. ON is the ticker symbol. So basically nothing. Look at AT&T down here. AT&T up 43 cents. So we know that trade is out of the RSI 30. And look at there, 34.34. So good deal on that. We bought that yesterday. Maybe that can really catch a bit. It's over the 2075 level. So I'm going to take that out. Okay, let's look at Oracle. Oracle, it's actually out of the RSI less than 30 at 30.22. Let's look how much money we were down. We're down 150. I think we're down about $200 yesterday. So we're down 150 still on that. We need to get Oracle bid up there to 150 to really get into the money on that. Let's go back to SPY. We're catching some further weakness on SPY. Okay. All right. So let's look at the news. 822. No news. No news on SPY. There's nothing out there on my wire anyway. And so here's the thing. One of these stocks that breaks the pre-market high, let's just take Palantir. Okay. Palantir. Let's just, for instance, say right now it was trading above 135 right now. But SPY, look over here and it's pulling back. Well, you want to wait on that because invariably, a lot of times your overall market's going to push up all the stocks or pull them down. Yes, you're going to have strength among weakness, but you still don't want to get ahead of the pack because we're just 5 minutes into the trade, okay, into the market. Just a little lesson there for me. I've learned that the hard way. Going back to SPY, and let's see. We have our first 5 minute candle, and I'm going to change that to the high of the day. Okay, 750.96 is the high of the day, and you can see this second 5 minute candle is way down here. So we've already hit a low of the day on this second 5 minute candle. Now, at the very bottom of this 5 minute chart is an RSI, Relative Strength Index. For me, a good time to go long, okay, a good place to buy calls is if this RSI prints less than 30 on the 5 minute chart. It has been proven to me, not every time, but a lot of times, a good place to go in and purchase calls. So if it hits that, we will do that live, and we will try to buy something that expires tomorrow, a strike tomorrow. Okay. And so we're looking at a day trade on that. We're going to sell that today. And also we'll try to buy 2 or 3 of those options and sell those options as they go up in value. One here, one there, and then put maybe a stop loss on the last one. If it works out that way, may not. Okay, we will see. Remember, open shots, not guarded. Let's go back over here and let's look at our stocks. On the top, NVIDIA is down $3. SpaceX is down $4. Palantir is showing a little bit of weakness. It's up 141, but as you can see, man, look at that first 5 minute candle. And it has not broken, obviously, the pre-market high of 135.59. Hood, super strong. Okay. And I'm going to look at it real quick. We might want to, let's see here. Might want to check it out. So Hood, the all-time high 120.88. And we're looking at 2 inside days. And this price, the previous day high, looks like is about 118.69. And that's what I have. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go back to this. And we're going to watch Hood. If it gets up above 118.69, we will go long on that if our SPY is doing okay. All right. So I'm going to quit sharing this screen and go real quickly to the trade channel and look and see if I've got anything in the chat that I need to answer. Okay, stop sharing here, go here. I don't have anything, so I'm gonna go right back to the trading desk here so that we can get right back into our trading portal. Okay, Walmart is showing strength, $2, up $2. Space stocks are showing some weakness. Now, remember, we're still in the first 10 minutes, 9 minutes of the market. Lots of stuff can happen. I'm getting a good bid on Dow, which is awesome. We're in that. And Halliburton, I'm in both of those. They've sold less than 30 on RSI, losing money on both. But okay, retail is doing pretty good. Walmart's doing good. Dollar General's doing good. Target's bid up. And let's go up to the top. AT&T still up 51 cents. Go AT&T. And Boeing, one of our companies that we were looking at, Boeing is showing a little bit of weakness. Now I'm looking at a 821 negative cross on Boeing. What am I talking about? Right here. This is the white line is an eight-day exponential moving average. The fluorescent is a 21. It's very, very negative. Okay. If those lines cross, if that 821, 8 crosses below the 21, that's negative. Okay. And I wouldn't want to go long there for sure. I'd want to wait till it crossed back over. But so we're not interested in Boeing right now. I see a lot of green. Meta. I didn't have Meta on my list. Maybe I should have, but I didn't have it, so I'm not going to focus on that. Oracle catching a little bid here, not much. It needs to get over this 146.40. We're not going to purchase it. We're already in it. Okay, that's a swing trade. That's not a day trade for me. Netflix is catching a bid. Tesla showing weakness. So remember our first 5 minutes, Tesla broke that pre-market high. We didn't get in it. Why? We want things to settle. Okay. Let's go up to SPY. It's caught a bid, which is good. Okay. So we've got the first 15 minutes, which are super important in trading. A lot of traders will trade. They will mark the high of the first 15 minutes and the low, and they will go long if it breaks the high. They will go short if it breaks the low. I have done that before, and I don't do that anymore. I tend more to look at the pre-market high, pre-market low. So you can see the pre-market low is 748.50. Okay. And I also look at the RSI 30. And that's just proven to be a little bit better way for me. One shoe does not fit everybody. We're just on this journey together. And I show you what I do, what my shoe fits for me, and what I'm comfortable with. Okay. All right. So Tesla is still a little bit weak. Hood. We've got some inside candles. Remember, the inside candle, to form that, the high and the low has to be inside the previous high and low. And so it would be really, really bullish if Hood gets above this 117.85. Okay, gets above 117.85, very likely to go to the 118.69 and then break the 120, and then maybe break the 120.88, the all-time high. So Hood is interesting. I will say that right now. Amazon, Microsoft has come down. Look at that terrible candle. What just happened to Microsoft? Any news? I don't really see any news on Microsoft. I mean, software stocks have had a terrible time. Bad candle. Aren't you glad we didn't get into that and it starts to puke? Okay, let's go up and look at the SPY. The SPY is not puking. Okay, so this is company specific. Apple been really, really strong. Let me show you a 6-month chart. Look at that. But it needs to get above this 315.93. That's the previous day high. Then it needs to get above. That should carry you to the 317 all-time high and get above that. But Apple is pretty strong, had that dip. And so that's the reason it's on the watch list today. But as we speak, showing a little bit of weakness. Okay. Palantir, the same thing. So out of all the companies that I had written down, Palantir, Oracle, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Hood, and Boeing, I guess the strongest out of them would have to be probably Hood. and now it seems to be selling off. Let's go back to SPY. Excuse me. SPY has caught a bid. Okay, as you can see, and it is trading at nearly 750. Got down to 749.16. Okay, so that's probably, we've got about 30 seconds into the first 15 minutes. And I'm going to mark that first 15 minutes high and low because everybody else does. Doesn't mean I'm going to trade it. Okay, so there's your 15-minute high and low. And if you look over here on the 15-minute channel, all that's going to be, or the chart rather, is going to be the high and low of that first candle. So we've printed 750 high, or nearly 751. We could probably call it 751 and 749. So that's the two levels on the first 15 minutes of the trading day. And what you want that to do, you want that to break out of that. Okay, you don't, if it stays inside that channel, we're just going to have chop, okay, the whole trading day. It's going to break out of that. I mean, there's just no doubt. It's just too tight. So let's see. We don't know. I don't know which way it's going to break out. You don't either. So we have to wait for that open shot. You don't want to press your shot, okay? And the way you don't press your shot, you work off of 5 and 15-minute charts. Now, if you want to press shots, if you want to go down and shoot every time you want to shoot, and you want to shoot a lot, you can go to this screen, which is a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 15, and you can focus on this 1-minute chart right here. Okay, and you can see you could buy every time it goes up and down on these candles. I don't do that. Okay, I used to use. I still do from time to time. A lot of times I will confirm a trade with an 821 cross on the 1 minute and the 3 minute. Okay. And I used to trade a lot on this screen, which is a split screen, 4 charts, 1, 3, 5, 15. And I just like going with the 5 minute because it gives me really good confirmation. It quietens down the market a little bit. The 1 minute, I mean, you're going to be, as you can see, up and down, up and down. But right now, the 821 crossed on the 1 minute negatively, looks like at about 834. Okay. And the white line is still below the fluorescent line. Okay. So we're talking lower. We're not talking higher. And you can come over and look at the 3-minute chart. And obviously it's going to concur. Okay. The 3-minute chart crossed about 830, really about, a little bit after that, maybe 831, 832. So you have a 1 minute that's a negative cross. You have a 3 minute that's a negative cross. And consequently, you're going to have that 5 minute. So I like to do the 5 and the 15 and with the RSI, and that's where we are right here. This is my go-to. And I'm going to make this bigger because of the video. Instead of having it 50-50, I'm going to do it like 70-30 because we're going to focus on this 5-minute chart here. Okay. So we are selling off a little bit. We're down 162 on the SPY. We're not going to go short. Okay. We're not going to buy a put. We're looking at going long and buying options. And we can go ahead and look at that, and you can be acclimated to that. So your index, you're going to have expirations every day. Okay. A lot of people are buying 0 DTE, 0 days to expiration is the explanation for that acronym. I don't do that. I usually buy a day out. Sometimes I go 2 days out. Today's Tuesday, so I would go out 1 day, meaning if today is the 7th, we would click on the 8th. Okay. And we would look at probably 749. Right here's the 749 strike. We need to make these strikes that probably got 19. Let's just do 14, make them less strike availabilities, if you will. So 749, all of your indexes are going to have plenty of volume, plenty of open interest. As you can see, the 749 calls 1,876 in volume already. We do have more, 8,000 volume on the 750s. Okay. But the 750s, I like to do in the money. And right now it's not in the money. Obviously, it's less than 750. The price had to be trading at 750 or higher to be in the money. But anyway, the 749s would cost me about $2.70, which would be $270 for one option. Okay, remember you got to take this multiply by 100. Why? Because one option represents 100 shares. Okay, options are a derivative of shares. So think in those terms. If I have one option of a company, I have the right to buy 100 shares of that company. I'm controlling 100 shares of that company, if you will. Okay. All right. So let's go back to our chart, and we're just chopping right now. We have a negative, as we have talked about, we have a negative cross right at the open. So would we go short right at the open? No, I don't go anything at the open. I like for things to settle, and it's still settling. Let's look over to our companies. Palantir has caught a bid. I see a blue candle, which means more buys than sales. Okay. You can see it right here. So it was down in here, but boom, it's up here. So it's showing strength up $1.81. Apple is in the red. Okay. Amazon doing well, but it still needs to get up above the 248. And you may be saying, why not buy it now at 247 and wait? And if it gets up to here, you've made money. The problem with that is that as long as it stays under this resistance, you buy in here, it could puke on you very, very quickly. Okay. So you either got to put a stop in and be real tight, or you got to wait. Remember, we're going to wait for the what shot? The open shot, the easier shot. Let's see. Amazon, Tesla is down $6. So Tesla, very, very strong pre-market. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. It's just very strong. Opened up the first 5-minute candle, very strong, which leads anybody to believe, hey, we're going to have a good day in Tesla. I own Tesla, and it's had a difficult time this year, no doubt. But anyway, but no, it's puked on us a little bit, and trading nearly at the low of the day. Not a lot of news on Tesla, but Tesla is one of those companies. Look at it. If you're going to own it, you got to be real patient with it. I trade it. I trade it a lot, and it's very expensive. Okay, the implied volatility, I'll show you that right here. Implied, look at this, 67%, 60%. Okay, so anytime you have something with that kind of implied volatility, it's going to be expensive. Okay, and another thing, it has calls that expire every 3 days. That's how much it's traded. We normally don't buy that. I would buy the July 10 calls or puts. And as you can see, the 415, if I bought it right now, it'd be $840 for one option. So that tells you very, very expensive. So you got to be careful with Tesla. You can make a lot of money real quick. You can lose a lot of money real quick. Okay. One of those stocks you got to be real careful with. Apple, let's go to Apple. It has puked a little bit. Look at our 821 line. Check that out. 821 crossed negative. It's right here, parallel pre-market, and then boom, it crossed negative the first 5 minutes and has not returned. Okay, the first 5 minutes, the high is 315.48, hadn't come close to that. Okay, so we got to be careful trading that first 5-10 minutes. All these videos you see, better be careful. Most of these guys are selling something, and that's where they're making their money. They're not making it trading. Okay, they're making it for you to buy some product or service, and nothing for sale here. All I want to do is help, entertainment purposes only. Okay, Microsoft is doing a little bit better. Came way down here at 388.60 or 388.50, and it's caught a bid. Let's look for the news on Microsoft. Don't see anything. Okay, which is good. SPY continues to go down. SPY is down $2.22 now, and yet Microsoft is getting a bid. So that's positive for Microsoft. Okay. Now we wouldn't want to take the trade above the pre-market high. Okay, we'd probably want to take it since it hit 394.59 up in here, because that's going to be your major resistance. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. Oracle's up 64 cents. Look how choppy Oracle is. Google looking pretty good. Meta's up $10 now, 11. Boeing has puked a little bit on us. Okay. So Hood has come down. So out of my list, Boeing, Hood, Apple. Let's look at Apple. Apple is having a hard time. It's going the other direction. Tesla definitely down $7 other direction. Palantir 135. Palantir is looking pretty good. So I'm going to circle Palantir and I'm going to circle Microsoft. Okay. So 8:55 into the trading day, 2 out of all the companies that I've looked at are looking pretty strong, Palantir and Microsoft. So Palantir needs to get above this 135. Microsoft catching a bid needs to get above pretty much 395. Okay. So we're going to watch those two and watch SPY. And SPY is continuously selling off. So here's the thing. SPY is selling off. It's pretty much at the low of the day. Okay. So do I need to go and buy a call on Palantir and Microsoft? What do you think? Probably not. Why? Because the overall market is negative. Could I do it? Yes, I could. But the problem with me going long on individual companies when the overall market is pulling back is that more than likely that's going to pull back Palantir and Microsoft. That doesn't mean it happens every time, but I need to have confidence that when I have that open shot and it's inside that 20 foot mark, that I'm pretty good at that. Okay. And so I had rather wait and be patient and see what the S&P, the overall market's going to do. Okay. Right now, the overall market is going this way, even though you got a few companies that are up. Okay. But I've just seen that play out more and more. What you would like is if I want to buy a Palantir and Microsoft that's showing a lot of strength, what you want to have is those stocks going up, okay, showing strength, but you also would like to have the S&P going up. That way they're going in both in the same direction. As I'm speaking, SPY is puking, okay? The RSI on SPY is 32. Let's look at the news, and we may have an order to put in here. Okay, it's 8:58. What have I told you about the 9 o'clock time frame? The 9 o'clock time frame, a lot of times the market will shift, okay, and go the other direction. Obviously, if everything is headed down, we may start shifting and going up. Okay, now it got down to below the pre-market low of 748.50 and traded all the way down to this 748.37. So I'm going to mark that. It did break the 15-minute high and low. A lot of people, when it breaks the 15-minute low, what are they going to do? They're going to buy puts and push it down. And that's exactly what's happening. Now, I want to go long if we break this 30 RSI. It looks like we're going to break it. So what I want to do is go in and get set up for a 748, because that's where it's going to be at, 748. I'm going to click buy on the ask on the 748 July the 8th. And I'm not going to buy 10. That'd be $2,600. Why don't we buy 2? Okay. And we're going to put a market order in. Okay. Because the indexes move so quickly, you can't put a limit order. You can, but I've done it before. You're just not going to get filled. See, right now the bid ask is 274, 276, 2 pennies. There's no sense in messing with that, trying to split that, because you're looking at getting in quickly. Okay, so let's go back. So my order is ready for 2 options that expire tomorrow. 748 strike. Both of them are calls, meaning I want it to go higher. And I'm not going to confirm and send. I'm going to go back to the chart. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for the RSI right down here to break below the 30. And now it's at 34.80. Caught a bid here. So what does that mean? That pretty much means that this candle is going to have to get down to here. I think if it gets down in here, we'll have a chance to have that below 30 and we will go long. Okay, you want to go long support, you want to go short resistance. Okay, does that make sense? So while we're thinking about that, right now the S&P is down 252. Let's go back to our Palantir and look what's happened to Palantir. It's pulled Palantir down. Now it's only up $1.17. Let's go to Microsoft. Look at what's happened to Microsoft. It's pulled it down just a little bit. It was up over 7. Now it's 633. Okay. Any other? Oracle's doing pretty good. Still, it's pretty choppy, isn't it? Netflix has caught a bid. It's doing pretty good. Apple, we still continued weakness on Apple. Hood, something's up with Hood. It's puked. I don't know what's going on with Hood. Doesn't matter. Okay, Tesla's come back a little bit. Okay, it got down to 411 and now it's 414. Okay, Amazon is showing strength. Okay, look at that. Amazon is showing some strength. Retail. Remember, the retail is doing pretty well. But I had rather stick to the indexes today. I don't feel good about individual companies because the overall market is pulling back. Now, if we had a company that the RSI was less than 30, okay, we would look at that. Oh, that brings up a good point. Why don't we scan right now for RSI less than 30 as we speak? And let's see what we have. Now, these companies have traded over 1 million shares already, and we're going to look through them. And the only one on there is Oracle. It's at 30.41. Okay. And I said less. I've actually got this thing less than 29. And but it populates stocks around the RSI 29, believe it or not. But Oracle is actually out of the less than 30. It's at 30.43. Okay. But nothing stands out for me that I'm interested in. And remember now, we're in Halliburton, we're in Dow Chemical, we're in AT&T, and we're in Oracle. There's 4 companies. Okay, Oracle, AT&T, Dow, and Halliburton. I've had Halliburton and Dow. I've had that for a couple of weeks, waiting on earnings. Bought AT&T yesterday, Oracle last week. All 4 less than 30 on the RSI when we purchased them, and we're just waiting on that. All of them, we have September 18 options, so we got plenty of time. Okay, so let's go to SPY. We're down 260, and I'm going to take that 15-minute low out to kind of clean that up, and I'm going to move this one to the low. Try to. And so there's our low and high of the day. 748.25, 750.96. What's the trend? The trend is definitely down. And I'm going to remove this text note. up here and clean that 15-minute up. RSI on the 5-minute chart, 31.28. So we're going to have to break below that 748.25 for me to trigger an order to go long. Does it work every time? No, it does not. It does not. And we just broke below that. Look at my RSI, 29.96. 29.96. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do, I would like to see this 5-minute candle close. Okay. So we're 6 seconds from that. It'll be 9:05 in just a second. Okay. I'd like to see where this candle closes. You can see we only had a millisecond to place an order. You got to have more time than that. Excuse me, I do. So right now on this next candle, we've got a lower high, and it's on the inside candle. Okay, so a perfect setup would be a lower low. Okay, let me make this a little bigger so you can understand it. So here's your candle, previous 5-minute candle right there. The high is 749.20, and the low actually went down to 748.23. So I need to make that right in there. Okay. All right. So what we want to do, we'd like to see this candle break below that, because we're right now, our RSI is at 31. Now it's clicked at 33. So we know to get an order, to feel good about our long order, we need to be right in here. This is our support. Here's a candle that came down to it. Boom. Here's another one that came down. Boom. What's going to happen here? May go up. It may run away. I may not be able to get an order in. Okay. But that's the way it happens. You just got to look at it. We got to look at that open shot. I'm looking up at Palantir. It's up 171. It's caught a little bit of a bid. Microsoft has continued to sell off. It's at 561. Oracle's in the red now, down $1. May have had some news there. So it puked a little bit on us. AT&T's doing well. It's up 63 cents. I see some news on that. So let's click that. AT&T on 7/22. They're going to have earnings. That's just pretty much it. So they got earnings coming up 7/22. AT&T's looking good. We bought that yesterday, and we are up $100 on that. Good for us. Awesome. Okay, let's just take a check. Oracle, we are down $200 on Oracle. Let's go down to the other two since we're doing this. Dow Chemicals having a pretty good day, up 72 cents. We're still down 155 on that, $155. Halliburton, it's up 34 cents, and we're down 292. So we're in the red on Halliburton, Dow, and Oracle. Okay, and we're up a little bit on AT&T. So 3 of the 4, 75% we're down on. Okay, but we have plenty of time on all of those, and I feel certain that we'll come out of that and do okay. All right, so let's go back to SPY. We're down $2.79. Now we're down $2.80. Looking at the live news. Don't see any news. I'm just sitting here waiting for the RSI to click less than 30, and I'm going to take an order. Okay, I'm going to go long. I'm going to buy some calls. I'm going to check my phone here. Okay. All right. And we are looking mighty close. RSI is 30.96. I can go to trade, and we are ready. I've got 2 at 7.48. And right now, the 8th of July expiration, they're 239, 241. Okay, here we go. We're breaking below. So we've made a new low at 748.12. RSI is at 30. We've got about a minute left in this candle. I'd love to see this 5-minute candle close, okay, below that line. That would be pretty awesome. But you can see every time we get down in there, we start popping back up, but we're still at a lower high and a lower low. Okay. Now we're at 29.34. We've got about 50 seconds, 40 seconds, RSI 29.19. Okay. 30, RSI 30, back to 29.34. I would suspect that the price would go down. Okay. NATO allies signed 50 billion in defense industry deals. Okay. Not a whole lot of big news, but we've got 7 seconds before this candle closes. RSI is less than 30. I love to enter when the candle closes and the RSI is less than 30. Okay. There's your close. Okay, 748. RSI is 29. It just puked. Let's take the order. Confirm. Boom. We're in at 748.11. Okay, right there. We're in. So I'm going to mark that. 748.11. That's about right there. Okay. And we know that the RSI was right here where we got it. Does that mean the RSI won't go down further? Yes, it will. It could. Yeah, it could certainly do that. It is right now. Okay. But right here is your previous day support, 747.52. That's the low of the day. So that's some really good support right there. Let's look at our news. And okay, so let's go into our trade. So we know we're losing money. Okay, we bought, here it is, July the 8th, 748 call. We bought 2 of them, and that cost us $2.34. Right now it's at 231. So we could say 234 times 2. That's $468. So 66 cents times 2. Go ahead and write that down. 468 plus 132 equals 469.32. So that's how much money we have in that. Okay. Now, so what we can do is we could put a stop in and say, you know what? How much money am I willing to lose? Okay. $2 would be a very good place to do that. Okay. And remember now, we paid $2.34. So you're looking at $68 you'd lose basically if you put a $2 stop loss in. And but here's the thing: we are early in the day. It expires tomorrow, and I want to wait on that because I know how this can fluctuate. Okay, we got to be patient. And it is going down to the 747.52 level. And that 747.52 is the previous day low. Okay, I want to mark that. That'll be a good place for support. Let's just put it right here. Previous day low, so that we know what's going on there, so that you know what's going on. It'll help you a little bit. Okay, so here's your previous day low, 747.52, and it looks like it just went right down to that. Could it go further? Sure it can. Okay, we're down $3.69. Not a lot of big news on the market. Okay, look at the overall chart, and you can see that we're in an uptrend. We're good there. We're holding 7,500 on the SPY. Okay, let me on SPX. This is what we're talking about. Okay, this is the big boy, and we play the little boy, which is the SPY. It's the little brother, same family. All right, so let's go back to here. But I'm showing you on the chart where we bought the RSI down here. Right now, the RSI is 25. We bought at 29. Okay, and right here's our price that we bought, 748.11. If memory serves me correct, looks like I may have it marked a little low. I could move that up a little, about right there. Okay, so we're in the red. We're losing money, and the market is weak. Okay, uh, hence look at Palantir. Palantir is down 4 cents. It's puking. Look at Microsoft. Microsoft is down, or it's up 6. It was up 7. It's holding on pretty good. Uh, Oracle has puked. It's down to 140. Not looking good on Oracle. Okay. Meta showing strength. Amazon is showing that retail strength, however, not as strong as it was. So overall, the market is weak. Okay, no doubt. SPY's continued to be weaker. It's down $4. Okay, it's continuing to go down. Okay, we're having lower highs and lower lows. So we are definitely losing on our day trade, if you will. Look at the RSI. So would you sell here? No, no, you wouldn't sell here because the RSI is less than 30. What does the RSI less than 30 tell you? That it's oversold. Okay. You don't sell when something is oversold. You buy when it's oversold. Okay. So if it continues this oversold momentum, I will add to my order. Okay. And maybe double down, double up some, buy 2 more calls. We will see. Looking over at the the safe stocks, ConAgra's up, pharmaceuticals are up, Pfizer, Merck, AT&T is still doing pretty good, up 60 cents. Target, Dollar General still doing okay. All right, I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna go to the chat and see if there's any questions. And I don't have any questions on the chat, so I'm gonna go back to the trading. Excuse me. I'm going to go back to the trading window and share that. And we've been talking nearly an hour, probably. So I'm going to have to get off of here pretty soon. But anyway, I want to stay in my trade, my day trade. I want to stay in that, especially as long as the RSI is less than 30. RSI comes out of 30, and we'll try to recapture some of those losses. What are we down? Let's look at it real quick. We are down $109 on that day trade right now. Okay, 109. We paid 234. It's at 182. We got 2 of them. Expires tomorrow, 748 strike. Okay, so full disclosure there. Most of the stocks I'm looking at are fairly weak. On the SpaceX down $9. Wow. Tesla's down 11 now, down to 408. But looks like we got strength in some safety stocks, strength in some pharmaceuticals, some retail, and everything else is pretty much puked. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay with this trade, and I hope you've learned something. And I feel like I need to get out of here instead of just holding you up, but because we've been online here for about an hour. So what I'm going to do, I'll give you an update on this a little bit later. Maybe at the end of the day, we can come back in and do another video before the bell, but we can wait. I guess I could wait just a little bit. Let me stop sharing. Look how long we've been 58 minutes and 58 seconds. Okay, that's not too bad, but we can look at while we're waiting here for the trade. Let's scan again and look for RSI less than 30. Since we've had a puke in the market, we should have, and we do, we have some stocks that have been added, as you can see. We didn't have that that big a list a while ago. But the only one on the list that I'm interested in, which is Oracle. It's right at that support at 140, trading at 140.75, and the RSI right now is 28.82. Okay. But as I told you about Oracle, we are in Oracle for the long haul. Okay, meaning we've got a September 18th. So right here is Oracle 6-month chart. You can see this 138, 139 level, really, really important. Okay, the RSI 2873. Okay, and the 5-minute chart on Oracle hit 139.70. Wow. Okay, we're probably down about 350 now on that. We're down 313. I didn't get far from it, did I? Okay, so we were down like 150 when the market opened, and so we've doubled that. But we're in a weak market right now, and that's right now. We still have several hours. Market doesn't close here in the Central Time Zone until 3 o'clock, so we've got pretty much 6 hours for this market to chop and to drop and to go up, all of that. Microsoft has caught a bid. Microsoft has broken the pre-market. Okay, I'd love to get into that. I'm not going to, and the reason being is because SPY is too weak. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see more strength in that. Let's see. I don't see any news on that. July the 10th, 395, 650. I'm tempted on that. We got a cross here, a positive cross on the 821. Let's go to this chart. 394.61 is the level. Okay. And SPY's come back just a little bit, not a lot. It's still down $4. Let's wait on that. We could buy July 10, 395 for $600. We could go to the 400. But let's just wait on that a little bit because of our SPY. As you can see, it's puking a little bit now, back below that, down to 7. It's up 747. Okay. Boeing, Oracle, Amazon, Tesla, Palantir, SpaceX is continuously selling. 151. SpaceX may be, that's low. That's the low. Now it got down to 147.11 on 623. So that's going to be your level on that. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. We're seeing a little bit of a fall off on the good stuff, the safe stuff, it looks like. And Dow Chemical, what's going on with Dow? They're catching a good bit. I need that to get over 30. It's up nearly $1, 28.31. Halliburton up 62 cents. Go Halliburton. I'm down on that too. Okay. Let's go back to Palantir. None of this really worked out. So now, out of all the companies that I was interested in, really Microsoft is the only one that's holding up. So let's go to Microsoft. Let's go to news. And I don't see anything on Microsoft. And let's go to SPY news. And really not any new news on that either. And looks like it came nearly out of the RSI 30, got all the way up to about where we were, and then it's back down. So it came up to here, then came back down. Okay. And let's remove that text note. And let's remove that line. Okay. And we know this is the previous day low. And I am going to move that to the low of the day. About right there, something like that. Okay. All right. So we got about a $4 range, 750.96, 745 or 746.45. And So not a real big range, and but we'll see what happens here, and we'll see if we get a bid, if we can catch a bid. We may not be able to, but we got plenty of time. We got all day, and I'm certainly willing to wait on that. Microsoft is piking my interest. And I think what I want to do is wait on that, just because we're in the SPY and the SPY is weak. Okay. We bought weakness on that, and we want to be patient and see if that comes back. And if it doesn't, we'll certainly take our loss close to the end of the day and move on. We won't hold that overnight. Okay. It's a day trade. And right now, we're down on it. We could get out of it and take our loss. But as I said before, I don't want to sell anything that the RSI is less than 30. Okay. If anything, we might want to go in and buy. And we are continuously getting weaker. So that may come into play. Okay. May come into play a lot. But let's see here. Okay. Got weakness in Oracle continuously. And let's look at the news here. Don't see much there. AT&T is still doing pretty good. Dow's doing good. Halliburton's doing good. So 3 of the 4 that I have are doing pretty good. I'm not concerned about the day trade. Interested in Tesla. Okay. Tesla is at 406. Will it hold 400? Man, that thing has been volatile this week already. Friday, yesterday, and today. It's crazy. Okay. So SPY is at a daily low. It's down nearly $5 a share on SPY. We bought up here at 748.11, I think, and it's at 746.21. Continuously gets lower, and if it let's check it out. We may go ahead and double up on that. I paid $234 and it's at 151, and if I get about half of that, which would be 117, I'm probably going to double up on that. And we're not far from 117, so we'll see. Okay, so that we're at a 22 on the RSI as we speak, and we keep going down. I'm definitely going to double up, so I'm going to go ahead and put get that order ready, and because I think that's an opportunity. And I would put 2 in there, and I would put market, and I'm looking for 117. It's at 160. Okay, so if it continues to get a little weaker and stays under that 5-minute RSI of 30, I will double up on that and give myself some time and see how we do. Okay, because to me, it's an opportunity. All right, I'd rather do that as I had go in and buy Microsoft. Now Microsoft's down to 678. Okay, and there's nothing that's trading on the daily chart less than 30 on the RSI that I'm interested in. So, hey guys, hope you have a good day. I hope that helps. This is the way it goes. Some days you're going to come in and make a day trade and boom, you're going to make money. The next day you're going to come in and make a day trade and you're going to lose, okay, or have losses on paper. And you'd have to stay with me all day. And obviously you're not going to do that. Nobody's going to watch this video that long, but we'll see how it happens, and I'll report back to you, and I will let you know. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say, hey, have a great day.